This poem is entitled Ribcage. Nobody told me that I'd reach a certain age when I realized that life is slipping through my fingers. My life passing by my face, and before I get the chance to turn around to catch a final look at what I have missed. Between mouths I dreamed of kissing and places I dreamed of living, all what I've been missing was already missed. And I'd feel so misled, so misunderstood, misadvised, mistreated, mistaken, messed up, missed. In this certain age, many would come to me saying, "Why do you still do this? Why waste your time in this hobby you should only be practicing in your spare time? Why leave your future behind? Why do you do this?" Well, I do it for the sake of ribcage. For there are things behind this ribcage that cannot be tamed or ignored or murdered, burdens that never put off weight. I no longer read Quran like I used to, except for Ayat al-Kursi when I'm leaving home or when I'm going to bed, because that's when I'm most afraid and that's when I'm most alone. God would know my back often hurts, my stomach bursts with burnt butterflies dripping the nectar of my blooming bitterness. So I sigh too much, I talk too little, but when I write, I see myself as an ocean, few minutes before tsunami, a volcano, split seconds before explosion. I am so angry. And in so much agony, I am trapped behind a mirror, behind a mirror, behind a mirror that reflects the nothingness and can't see through this passion that used to drive me when I used to neatly hide my notebook. The passion became a poison, became a monster that feeds on the inside of my ribcage. Some of these verses are bite wounds and decayed poetry, but it's poetry. But it's the deepest aspects of my anatomy, but it's my agony. And I do it for the sake of ribcage. I do it for the sake of ribcage. For some nights, these ribs are bitter, and some days these ribs are brittle, and for days I've been feeling like someone is sewing my ribs tightly around my heart. They be coming closer, hugging each other tighter, and for days I'd want to grasp my vessels in a fistful and noose them around my neck. For days life be feeling like pneumothorax, which is when air is strapped inside your lungs, pushing against them, causing them breathlessness, which means that the air I breathe is heavy on my chest, choking me so. Like smoking, like poetry spoken, I shake the birth dust trapped inside and let it be replaced by nicotine until let all this stagnant ink boil and evaporate as I evacuate this ribcage. For days, my heartbeat stutter at the utter reality of others looking upon my poetry like unreal, like disbelief, like prophet stories to infidels, like I myself have my own place in hell for. These are not the words of God, these are the words of I, the sin, I, the guilt, the glitch, the filth, the error, the remnants of Satan whispers. Yes, my inspiration is not from angels, but still these are not just prose and poetry. These are lahdat tajalli. I tell myself that despite everything, I myself am a word of God. Didn't He say to me, Kuni? Didn't He say to me, Kuni? Fakun. So why say it's blasphemy when I say worship is poetry? The thing is, this thing is not a hobby. It's not what I do in my spare time, no. It is the meaning of my life. Poetry is my life. It is the things like... It is the things like when my mother lost her memory for a whole day when she lost her brother, like when my best friend spent her wedding night thinking of her lover, wishing they could be together, like trying to get someone back to life with CPR knowing they're not getting any better. Like when they percuss on the spaces between my ribs to hear if it's the sound of air or water filling the spaces, and I tell them it is ink and it will stink if it doesn't get spat out. So I'm breaking in because that's where all deposits catch fire from burning desires that crucify the soul of mine, and then I ascend to the skies knowing that here poetry is worth the sacrifice. I say. It is the sound of ink and it will stink if it doesn't get spat out. So I'll spit and speak and spit and scream and spit and sing and spit and celebrate until I spill some peace upon this soul resting inside my chest. My ribcage becomes loose, which makes it easier to let in breath.